What? Somebody will say it is 12:30. Somebody will say 7:30. Somebody will say so many, 24 hours. So the sun is the same one. But in one place the sun is presented at 6:30, in another place 7:30, and how it is possible? In our calculation, this sun, as you have seen, this 5:30 sun, you cannot make it 8:30. But he is 8:30 also.
Elsewhere.
At the same time.
Yeah.
If it is possible for an ordinary material thing like that, why it is not possible? God, the Absolute, to become a child and a youth at the same time, simultaneously. Why it is not possible? Your question is how God became a child. No, my answer is God is child and youth at the same time. That is God.
Yes, and I agree. God is in children and can be
Not in children. God is child himself and a youth himself at the same time. It is not that, I am not saying that sun is within this time. Sun is there in the sky.
That
Means
means
the times are different. Different exists.
that means God can reveal Himself in many different forms.
Yes. That is explained in the Vedas. Advaita. Advaita means one. Dvaita means dwell. But he is Advaita. He is one. Achyuta, equally. Advaita, Achyuta, Anadi. There is no beginning. Advaita, Achyuti, Anadi. Ananta Rupam. Still millions of forms. Advaita, Achyuti, Anadi, Ananta Rupam. Adyam. Purana Purusam. The Purana means the oldest. Because everything has come from God. Then God must be oldest. If you have come from your father must be older than you. Your grandfather might be older than him. Similarly, if God is the original person, then he must be the oldest. Advaita Achyuti Anadi Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusam. Purana is oldest. Navajoga, at the same time he is youthful. That's why the Krishna is fully youth. Although he is the oldest. Advaita Achyuti Anadi Ananta Rupam.
Which is, who is Krishna among the two?
And
Who is Krishna? That is
yes.
or the one in blue. And the other one?
Rather, his consort. Consort. His pleasure potency.
Yes. So it means Krishna, I mean, the living God
God is always living.
is in this world and not in another special place.
Another place also. That is God.
Another place also.
That's why you are sitting, you are not in your office, not your home. But God can be here and everywhere. That is God. That's like the sun is here and 10,000 miles away. You ask somebody, you say, yes, the sun is here. How it is possible? But it's fact. You try It is sun is here, and the Western countries, you ask, where is the sun? You say, yes, yes. How is it? At noon time, in your country, ask anyone, 5,000 miles away, 10,000 miles away, and like that. Where is sun? Everyone says it is on my head. How is it? So, if it is possible for a material thing, how much it is greatly possible for God, who is supreme. That is knowledge.
Is God having material construction?
No, that is the difference. Material, so long you have got material construction, you cannot be simultaneously here and in your office.
Well, the material construction I mean is my body is materially constructed.
Yes.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yes.
And I was asking whether
God's body is not materially constructed. Your present body is materially constructed.
Yes.
That's why I say that we are covered by the material body. And you are not material. These things are explained in Bhagavad Gita very well.
The next Krishna is God. How is it that he once said the material construction of the body?
That to make your seeing possible. They say, here is God, Radha Krishna. He is God. But because we cannot see God, He has kindly appeared just suitable for my seeing. That is His mercy.
And did he accept to be photographed?
Why not?
Because he photographed here,
Yes.
and not only that, here I didn't understand.
That I have already explained. God appears because He is omnipotent, all powerful. Because you cannot see God with your eyes. Therefore, He appears before you in such a form that you can see Him. Just like the whole world, you cannot see simultaneously. If there is a map, you say, here is London, here is Germany, here is New York. You can see with your fingertips. The map is made in such a way that it is possible to see the whole world on your hand. Is it not?
Yes.
That God cannot make Himself easily accessible to you by His mercy. Then what is His own mercy? If He appears to be visible by you, is there any fault on the part of God? Very good. He appears in a form so that you can see, you can render your service. God is everywhere. That's all right. But unless He appears before you in a form, how you can render your service? So, just like post office box, mailbox. Is that it post office? The mailbox, you put your letter on the street.
It's a part of post office.
Huh?
A part of post office or post office property.
So, this post office, practically, because they're putting a letter there, it is going to the destination.
Yes.
Similarly, if the post office gives you some facility to becoming a small post office, so why God is unable to become small so that you may render your service? Why you say that He cannot? That is God is under your law. That is cannot. And if you say, oh, here is a small box, it cannot be postmaster. I think postmaster is very big. Is that a very good argument? So if it is possible for the post office, why it is not possible for God to become just in the form you can handle? It's God's mercy. But He accepts everything. What you say? That is God's omnipotence. He says that I have got my hands everywhere. I have got my eyes everywhere. I have got my legs everywhere. Simply you have to catch. Where is God's head? Where is God's leg? Just like electricity is everywhere. The electricity comes and catches the electricity. Simply God is everywhere. Simply you have to know the art, how to catch His leg and hand.
As if we have just come today.
Yeah.
At least we are thinking something about God. But had we not tried ourselves, we would have not been here.
So I try to understand there is a big science of God, about Jnana, about Tattva. That is explained preliminary in Bhagavad Gita. You try to understand. You will understand what is God.
What is the relationship of Jesus?
That is explained. Jesus is Son of God. We say as Son of God. So we accept Him as Son of God.
Now appears that we are going to concentrate on serious studies, and as we have understood Krishna before, not now. Now we understand Krishna as God Himself. Say particularly, let me say on myself, I didn't understand Krishna as God before. I took Him just as a Christians take Jesus in the Christian religion. So I took Krishna as, well, somebody like the Jesus of the Christians in the Hindu religion. Now, this means now we are going to concentrate on Krishna Himself. And will that also carry, the all knowledge of the Hinduism and all these things as religion?
Because, our mission is Krishna consciousness, to understand Krishna. And to understand Krishna means to understand everything. In course of understanding Krishna, you'll understand everything.
And does it mean that I have to understand, say, all about other, say like the Shiva or the Buddha and all that?
Yes, if you understand Krishna, just like if you understand what is milk, you can understand what is milk product.
And what is
Lord Shiva is said in the Vedic language just like curd, sugar. So what is this sugar? It is milk. Is it not? Is it not? Similarly, a description of Lord Shiva is there in the Vedic literature. Kiran datha dadvikara vishesha sanjuga nahi tata pritagati heto. Kiran means milk. As it is combined with some sour chemical, it becomes curd, dadhi, sugar. It has no other source. Similarly, when Lord, the Supreme Lord, generates this material world is called Lord Shiva. Therefore, just like sugar is milk, but milk is not sugar. Similarly, Lord Shiva is Krishna, but Krishna is not Shiva. Or Krishna is Lord Shiva, but Shiva is not Krishna. You can understand easily also, just like your body is your father's body, but you are not your father's body. So you understand all this stuff. If you try to understand Krishna, then you become fully aware of everything. That is Krishna consciousness.
But the word Krishna got a particular meaning.
Yes,
The word Krishna
means all attractive. All attractive. When one becomes attractive, have you got any idea? What are the qualifications of attraction? Now suppose you are president. If president comes here, everyone will stand up. Attraction. Why? What is the qualification?
Well, he has got some sort of business in it, or greatness.
Yes, he has got some great power within the state. Therefore, power is one of the qualifications of attraction.
He's famous.
He's famous. That is the quality of attraction. He is not beautiful, but God is beautiful also. Therefore, is attraction. A president may be president in his country, but he may not be a wise man. But God is wise. God is fully wise. God is fully beautiful. God is fully strong. God is fully rich. God is fully renowned. This is God's creation. But you cannot see God personally here throughout the whole universe. Unless God reveals Himself. So He has created, we are after a little more piece of land and fire. And God has created so many planetary systems that He doesn't care for. Just see how much renunciation. If I create a small house like this, I become so much attached that I can sacrifice my whole life for this. But God has created the whole universe, Ananta Koti, inimaginable universe. But He has not done. That is called renunciation. So who can be more than God? A renounced person. Who can be richer person? Who can be powerful person? Asama, another name of God is Asama. Nobody is equal to Him, nobody is greater than Him. That is called Asama. Urdhva is greater. Asama means equal. Sama means equal. Sama means negative. Non. Asama. Non-equal. Urdhva. Not more than. Everyone is under Him. It may be Lord Shiva, it may be Lord Brahma, it may be Lord Vishnu. Everyone is under Krishna. Therefore Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Matta Paratarang Nanya Kinchi Jasti Dhananjaya. He's finding this Bhagavad Gita. Matta above me, Paraparam, greater, truth, Matta Paraparam, na anyat, nothing else. See, nothing else is greater or equal to Krishna. Then how Lord Shiva can be equal to Krishna? Nobody can be equal to Krishna. That is God. Nobody is equal to him. Nobody is greater than him. God is great means that nobody is greater than him. So you have to find out who is that person who is greater than everyone. And that is Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Parama means supreme. Ishvara means controller. You are also controller. In the office you are controlling your assistant, some class. Is it not? So you are also controller. Every one of us controller. But we are not absolute controller. I am controller, but I have got another controller over me. In this way, go on studying, controller, 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 and you come to the supreme controller, that is God. He controls everyone, but nobody controls him. That is God.
And then, is this the only time that Krishna has revealed himself to man? From our present books we know when Krishna was born, and so we know that God as Krishna revealed himself to man. Was that the only time, or had he ever revealed himself before?
Before, many, many times.
And after?
After also.
And how can we...
Just like the sun rises many, many times before my birth, and it will continue to rise after my death.
And after this,
I am simply a small fragment in this creative world. What is my identity? Say for 50 years, 60 years, 100 years. But you get from the history, 20,000 years ago, at the time of sunrise, Saturn says, things happen. So sun was rising 20,000 years before my birth. And similarly, the sun will continue to set or rise 20,000 years after also. So God appears like that. He has got a particular time to appear in this universe. That is also stated in the Shastra. Sahasra Yuga Parjantam Marhajya Brahmano Vidu. The Bhagavad Gita is defined. Everything is there in complete. You have simply to know it, that's all. Nothing is to be concocted or manufactured. Everything is there. All answers are there. Simply you have to find out.
Yes.
You have to make your question and you will find the answer in the Bhagavad Gita. That Krishna said in the 4th chapter is 5. When Krishna said to Arjuna that I spoke this philosophy to some God some millions of years ago. So Arjuna inquired from Krishna, Krishna, you are my friend, you are born, you are contemporary. How is that? How can I believe that you spoke to some God millions and years ago? The Krishna answered that both when you and me took birth many, many times, but you have forgotten. I have not forgotten. That is Krishna. You cannot say what you are in your previous birth. That is living entity. But Krishna can say many millions of his births or appearance before. what we are saying exactly at what time. That is Krishna.
And how old was Krishna saved?
Huh?
How old was Krishna saved when he died?
He died at the, not died, nobody died, you
Yes.
also do not die. Nobody died. So he left this world at the age of 125 years.
Did he have any family?
Yes.
And was it correct as a God to have family attachments in this world?
Yeah.
Is it correct that God should have family attachments in this world?
Why not?
He,
Why God should be bereft of his family attachment?
well, taking into consideration that we are all his children,
Yeah.
was it necessary for himself to have, a particular family as we are having our families because we are human beings? And he himself
He
is
is
God.
playing the part of a human being.
As Lord
You should
Krishna.
remember that. He is not a human being. But a foolish man takes him as a human being. I have already told you that God appears in a form so that we can transact with him. We can talk with him, we can mix with him. Unfortunately, as soon as he does so, I take him as one of us. That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Apajananti mala mudha. Mudha means rascals. Assets. They deride upon me because I play with them as human beings. Apajananti mala mudha. Manasintam masita. Param bhavam ajananti. Without knowing the background of my past. When I accept Krishna as one of us, then we become mudha. That's it. Because you have no full knowledge of Krishna. How you can have full knowledge of Krishna? But by his causeless mercy, he comes before us just like ordinary human being. But at the same time, he keeps his position as God. Krishna, when he was among the human society, he kept his position as God, but he played as a human being. Just like when he was a boy of 7 years old, he lifted the hill with the little finger of his left hand.
Still he is there.
Govardhan hill.
Still he is there.
Still the hill is there.
Just finger. All he
So-
taken like this.
So although he was playing as a child, he kept his godly power intact.
They got a forest, just like a forest. When we go there, still, some ladies are putting red mark here. When they go on the hill, just they put like this and they get red mark even now, today. Even today, if you go to India, you will find that place. A lot of milk is there in the forest.
So God although appears before us as a human being, we should not, those who are in the knowledge of God, they know that he is playing as human being. But he is God. By his action, by his education, by his knowledge, by his beauty, by his richness, by his everything. That just like the Bhagavad Gita, spoken by Krishna, that this book, Bhagavad Gita, is read not by the Hindus or Indians, but all over the world, very serious. Because it is the knowledge given by God that people are interested.
हमें उसको बोलो कि वो वन हुआ, वो टाइम पर दूसरा ग्रुप उसको मादा लोग बोलता था, तो रिवर से ज्यादा रिवर का पानी ने जगह दे दिया था, तो वो क्रॉस करता था।
Now we have to story about that.
हाँ, लंबा बहुत story. It's a big story, you know.
That is
very
right
good.
there.
When was
But God
wanted to
comes before us as a human being, but He is not human being, He is God. And when necessary, He shows His godly power at once.
What's the difference between it's now coming to picture, or it's just beginning to picture to me that God is being divided by mankind in one way or another. There are denominations combining God as one in three, the Trinity they call it.
But God, the humankind is dividing among themselves.
They are dividing God.
No, why the human being is dividing among themselves? You are African, I am India, he is American, he is Greek. Why they are dividing? Why they are dividing? The humankind.
Well, could be due to
Why you answer this? Yes, the human society, why they are dividing the humankind? Like here Asian, here are African, here are European, here are European. Why they are divided?
well, they divide partly when you believe
Somewhere or other they are dividing. Is it not?
Huh?
Somewhere or other they are dividing.
They are dividing.
So that is their business.
If they are business,
Yes,
divide.
divide. Therefore they divide God.
And so that's why they are dividing
Therefore,
God.
when one does not divide, Pandita Samadrisha, when they become without any division, that is knowledge. That is their knowledge.
Is Krishna the very, very, very God? The very, very, very God?
Now, first of all, your answer is there or not. Why God is divided in a way? I answer that the human being business is to divide.
I understood.
Therefore, he has divided God. God is not divided.
I have understood. But then the other question is Krishna the very, very God human beings believe in? Be he a believer or not, but he knows there is one very, very God, living God.
Who knows?
So even the non-believers,
Who knows that there is a God? Who knows?
man.
Man.
Yes.
Yes. So there is a God. That's nice. There must be God. Just like we are sitting in this room, we know this room has a proprietor. This house has a proprietor. We are in Africa, we know that this Africa is a property of the African people. There is a president. Simply, this whole universe, why there is not a president and proprietor? What is difficult to understand? It is simply bigger. Just like this neighborhood is bigger than this room, and this Nairobi city is bigger than this neighborhood, and the country is bigger than Nairobi, similarly bigger. But in each and every this identity, there is a person, proprietor. So why not of this big, gigantic universe, there is a proprietor? Why not? How can you deny it? That is God. You may not know him, but he says, I am a foreigner. I have come to a country. I do not know what is your president, but I know there must be a president or a king. Similarly, you may not know who is the proprietor of this universe. There must be a proprietor. That is to be concluded. There must be. That is God consciousness. It is not necessary that I must be acquainted with the president of Kenya. But I must know that there is a president. Similarly, it is not necessary that you have to meet God, but by your logical conclusion, you must know that there is God. Now if you become fortunate, then you can know him and see him personally. And if I get the facility, I can see your president and talk with him personally. Although ordinarily it is not possible. It requires some process to go through his secretary, write him letter, I have to wait for the time. But it is not impossible. Similarly, God is there, you can see him, you can talk with him, but you have to take the process. That process is Krishna consciousness.
The most perplexing idea was, or my question was based on how God came to have children and is our creator. Or is it not believed that we were created by God?
Well, where from this belief comes? First of all.
Well, it is the failing, it is actually when one comes to fail, how actually, where we came from as human beings.
Yes. There must be a source.
Because the
From
mind
where you
is
come.
of God.
That is the idea. That is explained in Vedanta Sutra. When we inquire about Brahma, Athata Brahma Jigyasa, when a person becomes inquisitive to understand what is the absolute truth, the answer is immediately, Dhamma Sajataha. The absolute truth is that from which everything is emanated. But the absolute truth is the father of everything. So that is natural conclusion that just like my existence at the present moment is due to my father, and my father has created. So my father's existence, his father created. So go on, research it. You'll find the Supreme Father, that is God.
There must be somebody in the beginning.
Yes, otherwise how is it possible?
But it's difficult to know when was the beginning.
That we do not require.
But I think as human beings,
Just like you know surely that you had a grandfather, a great-grandfather. But you do not require to know when your great-grandfather was born.
no.
There is no need. But it is a fact that because you are, because your father is, because your grandfather is, there must be a great-great-grandfather. There is no need of when my great-grandfather was born. You need not waste your time in that way.
But it's known when Krishna was born.
Yes, Krishna is born every day, everywhere. That I already explained. Take the sun. The The sunset and sunrise is going on every minute.
His sons living still in the world, the children he left here.
That's
They got the one offspring.
no, God, we do not say God is dead, say God disappeared.
He's asking, are his descendants still on this planet?
Yes, we are all descendants. We are all sons of God.
Are we the offspring of the Krishna?
Originally, a spiritual spark, we are part and parcel of God. That part and parcel of God, a small spark of spirit, is changing body. Therefore, from the change of body, we are making history. Born in 1870, died in 1907. But the spiritual spark is changing from body to body. As you have changed already in so many bodies. You had a little body like this. Where is that body? That body is not existing, but you had this body that you can experience. You have a boy's body playing very nicely. You can remember, but where is that boy's body? So from childhood, you got a boyhood body, now you got a youthhood body, you get an old body. The body is changing every moment. That is death, birth and death. Similarly, when this body is finished, it is called death. But this body is finished, but you take another one. Just like you have already taken from babyhood body to childhood body, boyhood body. Similarly, when this body is finished, you take another one. That is transmigration of the soul. So the soul is the same. By changing body we are creating the so-called history. 1857 and 1907 and so on, so on, so on. There is a bodily history. See, therefore, because Krishna has got no material body, therefore he is eternal. He has no past, present and future.
But then Swamiji, if we say that way, that he will be well and we are his children or we are of origin is from Krishna, then the world at present must be the different one. That means there might not be America, Africa, India or anything, but could be one place and then...
This is our creation. This earth, earthly planet is one. Actually, originally, up to 5,000 years ago, the whole world was one. That is known as Bharat, even from historical point. And it was being ruled by one king, from Hastinapur. Even 5,000 years ago. Gradually, the world has separated.
Then it is possible. But Africans, Americans and Indians, they are all children of the same God. Or same...
It is our common home. Krishna consciousness will teach us this, that this world is one home for the human being on this planet. We are all God's children. Everyone has got the right to live at the cost of God. Why are you divided? But at that time there will be no necessity of passport or immigration and citizenship. Krishna consciousness is so nice. Simply you have to come to that knowledge. Actually, there is a position just like India, as it is. 20 years ago, there was no Pakistan. How the Pakistan has come into existence? Divided. Similarly, the whole world was one. Gradually you have divided. for want of Krishna consciousness. If you know Krishna, if you know that this planet is Krishna's, we are all Krishna's children, the animals are also Krishna's children, everyone has some right to live at the cost of his father. The animal is living on the grass, so I have no right to kill him. He's my brother. He's living at God's price, God's food. God has given him grass. God has given you grain. The animal does not take the grain. He takes the skin only. God has allotted in their land that here is grain. You take the grain and you let the animal take the skin and live peacefully. Why you are going to eat the animal? This is God consciousness. And because we are not God consciousness, clear, therefore we are thinking the animals are mad for my eating, and the animal is thinking otherwise. But I am thinking Indian, you are thinking African, because there is a God consciousness. And as soon as you come to God consciousness, Krishna consciousness, then, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na Surjati na Kankati Sama Sarve Suddhiti. At that time you can see all living entities. Parts and parcel of God, we are one. Not better. That is the vision at the stage of Brahma Bhuta stage. When you understand yourself, what you are. When you understand that you are not African, when you understand I am not Indian, when I understand that I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am pure soul, then that is called Brahma Bhuta. Because the spiritual heart is Brahma. Now, our concept of life is this body, material concept of life. Jiva Bhuta. I have become this African, I have become this Indian, I have become this dog, I have become this cat, I have become this king, like that. This is Jiva. It's an idea about white shirt, here got black coat, here got blue coat, and so on. But we are not concerned with the coats and shirts. We are concerned with a human being. A spirit soul. That is perfect state. That is pure state. Sarvapadhi vinirmuktam tatparatena nirmanam. When one is devoid of all designations. These are all designations. I am African, I am Indian, I am European, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am Christian. These are all designations. So when you become free from all designations, then you are pure. And in that pure state we can understand what is God. The God is pure, and when you become pure, you can understand what is God. So we have to adopt this purificatory method. Then you come to that state. And then everything goes.
Question. And Krishna is another name. Can one translate the word Krishna as another name of God?
Yes.
Or it is
Yes, it can be. Because God has many qualities. God is full of all qualities. So you select one quality. And you name God in that way. But Krishna is all perfect because he comprehends all ideas, all atoms. So this is the perfect name of God. Just like God is called Govardhandhari. because he has the quality to lift the Govardhan hill, it's called Govardhan. God is called Nanda Nanda, the son of Maya Nanda. So what is that? Reason is that he appeared as son of Nanda Maharaj. That is called Nanda Nanda. So all the names of God, they are defined according to his quality. But he has got all the qualities. So any name which is indicating to the quality of God, that is God's name. But this name, Krishna, is prime because it includes all the qualities. Therefore Krishna is the original. Suppose you name one God's name. Have you got any idea of God's name? Do you know any name of God? What is that?
Mwenyezi Mungu.
Huh?
Mungu.
Mungu. What is the meaning of this? Mungu.
God.
God is that Mungu, just like Krishna. There is meaning, all are here. So what is this word meaning of Mungu?
Literal meaning.
Literal meaning.
Literal meaning.
Yes.
Mwenyezi Mungu, that means the Almighty God.
That's it. So God is, because God has got all power, that will call you Mungu. This is God's name, that's all right. God has got all, He's Almighty, all power. Therefore, in Mungu means Almighty, that's God's name.
Jai. Now you say, we don't die. Yeah. Oh, no, we don't. We don't die yet. That's what you're saying. And why do we have to get this changing of bodies?
That is another question. This is nice question. Actually, we don't require to change the body. We don't require. But we have put into certain conditions that we have to change our body. That is material life. In the material life, in the material existence, we have to change body. Because we have got defined desire, defined consciousness. Now, why there is fight between one nation to another nation, one body to another body? Because they have got different consciousness. Is it not? I have got a consciousness, you have got another consciousness. Therefore I don't agree with you, don't agree with me, and ultimately we fight. Similarly, because we have now come to this material world, for enjoying this material world under different consciousness, we are given different bodies. God is so kind. All right. He enjoys. Just like a tiger. He wants to enjoy fresh blood immediately. So God has given all that. You take this body, you can enjoy. So God is very kind. As we want to enjoy differently, He gives us different body. Therefore, we have to withdraw all these desires. We have to simply desire God or Krishna, then He takes godly body. That's all.
Has that been proved?
Yes.
How?
Yes.
How was it proved that people don't die and
That is what I already have said, that you have changed your childish body. There is no, that body is gone. You cannot find out where is that body. But you know that you are a child in a different body. Therefore you are eternal, although your body is gone.
But from a childhood to where I am in the moment, I changed when I was seeing almost. But then
Your body is no longer existing, but still you are seeing. Therefore you are eternal.
But the most surprising thing is the change that comes all of a sudden to an individual, and then the body is...
That is by law. You do not know the law, how it is changing, how it is transforming. That is your ignorance. But it is taking place, that's a fact. Because you are ignorant of certain process, that is not your knowledge. You should know how it is being changed. Similarly, just like you are in now this sunken court, and you go at home, you can take a Genji like this. Now you are in this apartment, and you go another apartment. Does that mean that you are finished? You are somewhere. Similarly, when you give up this body, you will take another body. One may not know what kind of body he has taken, but he has taken a body. Exactly, just like you go from this apartment, room. It is a fact that you have gone to another apartment, but I may not know from which apartment you have gone. But this is a fact, that you must have gone to another apartment.
Unless one has got a thorough spiritual knowledge, or say...
This is not very advanced knowledge.
Yes.
You are in the apartment of a small body. Now you are in a different body.
It is just like when we were children, or say in that form. What clothes we were putting on, we cannot recall now.
Yes.
Because we changed so many.
Yes. But you are a child, that's a fact.
Yes.
Similarly, you may not recall what you were in your previous body, but you were, that's a fact.
Now if I go back to, sorry, if I go back to another question, you said some, I mean to call it, the world about 5,000 years ago, the world was one, or people were ruled by one king.
That you can understand from history, Mahabharata. The history is there. There is a history called by the name Mahabharata. Maha means greater. Bharat means this planet. Then you can understand from that book. There is a history. There is Purana. You can understand by that. As you understand history by reading history, similarly you can understand all these things by reading all these books.
And if I don't try to refer to history because it confuses a little bit with the Bible or by this religion about God or the starting.
That is your selection. But Bible may be 2,000 years old. But before 2,000 years, what was the situation? You cannot say. You cannot say that before 2,000 years there was no existence of the human society. That you cannot say. So if the human society is still there, so what was their religion? What they were doing? There must be some history. And that history is Mahabharata.
Now, are we classified by what is it called? Krishna. And when this started?
But it is never started. Krishna is always, his classification is always.
The world was there, amen.
You can say, since the material world was started, this classification started. The material world means it has got a date of starting. But before the starting of material world, the spiritual world was there. That's why you are now constructing African state, but that does not mean Africa did not exist before the construction was. Africa is still existing before your independence, before you are calling this name or that name.
And what is the purpose of man living in this world?
That I already explained, because he wanted to enjoy. There are so many species of life in our country. There are tigers, there are lions, there are elephants. You are there, we are here. We have got different purpose. That's why I have come here with a different purpose.
Yes, but this
I have come also to Africa, but my purpose is different. And the lion is also here in Africa, but his purpose is different.
I think that will put my question in the different way.
Because you have got a certain type of desire, you are sent here.
But let's say from the God's point of view, what is the purpose of man to live in this world?
Because he wanted to live here. God is so kind. Just like the father, his one son is in India, his one son is left home. But father does not like it. Father is saying, oh, you are doing this, I don't like it. This is happening. Similarly, you are all sons of God, you liked it, all right. The father says, you do it, enjoy it.
But is it the will of God that man should live in this world in a different way?
No, God does not say that you live in this world. God comes here rather to call you back to home. Don't live in this world, you are always suffering. Please come to me. Sarvadharman parittajya mami tam sarvam. God does not like that you should be here.
But even the rich people are dying who are not suffering. What sort of suffering are you referring to? Or what suffering are you referring to?
Rich people does not suffer.
The rich people?
Your idea that rich people do not suffer?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
No, everyone suffers. Here the rich or poor or the animals or the man or the demigod or everyone suffers.
Suffering could be different.
Suffering is the meaning of this material world.
I see.
You may suffer in one way, I may suffer in another way. But nobody is free from suffering. That's a fact.
Well, I referred to the common suffering by the most people when...
The common suffering is birth, death, old age and disease. The animal is suffering from this, you are suffering from this, I am suffering from this, he is suffering from this, birth, death, old age and disease. When these four problems will be solved by scientific advancement, then he gained something. But that is not possible. You cannot stop birth, you cannot stop death, you cannot stop disease, you cannot stop old age.
That is in everything.
That is real suffering.
Any life.
It may be manifested in different, just like you have got some disease, but symptoms are different. Sometimes you think that I am feeling headache, sometimes you feel somewhere, but disease is one. Similarly, here, the material disease is birth, death, old age and birth, death, old age and disease. So, these four miserable conditions are manifested in different ways. So, when you become purified from this material consciousness, then you become again to your original position, eternal position. Najayate namriyati va. Never dies, never takes birth.
There's a state free from this suffering?
Huh?
There's a state free from this suffering?
Yes, that is Krishna consciousness. As you become perfect in Krishna consciousness, then you are free from all these things. Sarvapadi vinirmuktam tatparatena nirmala. It becomes purified.
But still, when we become, say, Krishna consciousness, what I understand that suppose we feel as if we are with God, or we realize Him, and we feel happiness, we forget all suffering, everything. But still our body, physical body, it still remains old, or it grows old.
That's right. But you are not this body.
Yeah, when we understand that,
Yes, that you are not growing old.
Yes.
That is Krishna consciousness.
But let me say that I haven't yet.
So long you are identifying with this body. You are thinking I'm African, I'm American, I'm
Yeah, then
Indian.
everything goes wrong.
Everything is, if you are completely in understanding that I am not this body, then you are no longer African, no more Indian, no more Hindu, no more Muslim. You are spirit soul. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahma. And as soon as you come to that state, Brahma Bhuta Prasanna immediately becomes joy. That is the point.
Yes.
We are searching after joy. Aye. So that is the point. To be purified. Sarvapadi vinirmuktam tatparatena nirmalam. Rishikena rishikesa silvanam bhakti richat. As soon as you are purified, freed from all designation. At the present moment the disease is feeling, I am identifying with my designation. That is my disease. I am thinking I am Indian. Somebody is thinking that he is Hindu. Somebody is thinking that he is European. Somebody is African, Asian. But these are all designations. So actually when we become designation free, that is called Brahma Bhuta. And that is the stage of Ananda. Ananda, or pleasure. Anandamaya Vyasa, every living entity or God is Anandamaya. Just like you see Krishna's picture, Anandamaya. He's enjoying. Here is the picture. He's enjoying. He's playing floor with the company of Srimati Radharani. He's enjoying. He's a young man. This is the real form of God, Ananda. God hasn't got to till the ground for eating or make any business or any profession. You can get also the same position along with God. You can go to Krishna also, dance with him, enjoy with him. Anandamaya Abhyasa. By nature, God and the living entities are enjoyful, joyful. So unless you come to that position of joyfulness, you must know that if you are diseased, you cannot enjoy life. If you are suffering from fever, I may offer you very nice palatable dishes. You cannot enjoy it. Similarly, so long you are not in that Anandamaya position, you cannot enjoy life. Sukham attam tikam jat tat otindriya grahyam, that is stated in the Bible. The highest standard of happiness can be enjoyed by your spiritual senses, not by this blunt material sense. So you have to purify from this blunt material condition. then you can feel here. Just like when you are free from the feverish condition, you can enjoy the same food stuff, so nice now. Now enjoy. So here we are not enjoying, we are trying to enjoy. Because we have got the enjoying spirit. But due to a disease condition, we are not enjoying. Everything is detestful, confused, frustrated. But we are by nature joyful. Therefore we are trying to see where is enjoyment, where is enjoyment, where is enjoyment, where is enjoyment. But I am keeping myself in disease condition. How can I enjoy? So one has to be freed from the disease condition, and then he can enjoy. That is Krishna consciousness. To make people free from the disease condition of life.
I think you still allow me to say that I haven't got well clear answer to the question I was aiming to ask you. See, the thing is that taking the fact that God is great and He can do anything that He wants.
Yeah.
Now, my question was this. We see that we are born in this world, we die and we come back through reincarnation and all these things. And when we are here, we have got different, we are not all equal. Some are rich, some are poor.
Yes, there's so many disease conditions of life.
Now, my real question is this. God could say that there is no question of souls to be born into the world, material and all these things. And so, if He didn't do that, we have got this present possession of a human being, process and all these things. What is the purpose of God not making us live where probably...
The purpose of God is that He enjoys.
And suppose I'm not enjoying...
But you do not. You do not lie. Just like God says, Sarva dharmal parityajya mam ekang saranang vraja. But you do not do that.
Does it mean that there is no enjoyment in
That the fact of the God wants that you enjoy. But He says, just like the father says, the son, that why you are suffering? Come to me, I shall give you all protection. But the son does not do it. So what the father will do?
In other words, there's free will.
Yes. God can do it by force, but He does not do it. Otherwise, what is the meaning of free will? He has given you free will. All God is free, therefore you are part and parcel of God, therefore you have got free will. And if you are killed with that free will, then what is your value? Then you become a stone.
And then is it true that some people are born lucky and some are born unlucky?
Lucky means that's like that we are sitting so many, somebody's income is 100, somebody is 1,000, somebody is lakh. He has made his fortune, but that is there. God has nothing to do with that. He has worked hard, he has got this, that's all. That's why you, African nation, now you are trying developing your country, so he will be also as rich as the Europeans and others. That will depend on your work. So these work, varieties of work will not solve your material question, birth, death, old age and disease. You'll never be happy. That is the position. You may be as rich as the Americans or the Europeans, but that does not mean you will be free from all disturbances. Therefore, in our philosophy, that these are simply waste of time. Just like the British Empire was created, the Africans were being ruled by the Britishers, India was being ruled by the Britishers. They thought we have created a very nice situation. But our view, they simply wasted their time. Where is that British Empire? Lord Clive is standing now, and what is that, the road?
Statue.
St. James Park.
St. James Park, as a stone statue, but he might have taken the bite of a dog. What this statue will help him?
Nothing.
Nothing. But that is our attraction. Let me become a big statue and we park. That is called Maya.
Then we know that only God has got no beginning and no end. What is the beginning of mankind?
What is the beginning of mankind?
You say, let me take my own self. What
Yeah, the beginning is this creation. When this material world was created, your body was also created.
And what is my beginning?
That you may know. I cannot say.
Could be anything. But you were existing, could be any form.
And what business I got to what is your beginning?
Yes, sir. I am asking myself because I don't know what is my beginning.
Beginning, you got somebody. There are 8,400,000 species of body. So you have taken your beginning in any form of this body and you are enjoying this material world.
And how many incarnations do I need to...
There is no limit. Unless you come to Krishna consciousness, these processes will go on, unlimited. And if you want to stop this repeated birth and death, then you understand Krishna. Like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karmam dibbam jo janati tattva tatta deham punarjanma naiti. One who understands me really. He only does not take birth again after quitting this body. Then where does he go? Is he free? No. Mameti, he comes to me.
And
So you have to finish this business of repeated birth and death in millions and trillions of species of life by Krishna consciousness, by understanding Krishna. Then your life is perfect. Otherwise you are spoiling your life.
if by understanding Krishna then I don't need to be born again,
Yeah.
is it true that those people or those beings who refer as angels are the ones who have understood Krishna or what?
Yes, that is right.
Angels?
Yes. They are not angels. They are gone. They are got their spiritual form and they enjoy. Krishna says, Mameti. Mama, he comes to me. Then he enjoys with Krishna. Just like Krishna is playing with his cowboy boys, his gopis and so many. He has got his paraphernalia.
And what work do they do? Say angels. What work do they do?
What is
What
that?
work do they do? What work the angels do?
Angels are like you. They are little enjoying it better. Just like Europeans. They may be enjoying a better material life, a nice dress, a nice form. That's all. They are like that. But it is not that they are free from birth, death, old age and disease.
He was asking that when we become liberated from, when we go to Krishna, do we
Now
become
you are
angels?
asking angels.
Do we become angels if we go
The
to
angel is, that's like here, a beautiful man is called angel. But that does not mean he does not die or he does not suffer.
Angel in the accepted sense of the term, something superior to mankind.
Yes, there are superior, many. In other planetary systems, there are many superior beings. They are living 10,000s of years. Just like you are living hundreds of years, and the ant is living, say, 4 hours. So you are superior to the ant.
But it is not the eternal form.
No. Either you die after 100 years or 100 millions of years. You die. That is not eternal life. Brahma dies. You cannot calculate even in one day. Sahasra juga pajantam arahajat brahmano vidu. Sahasra juga. 43 lakhs, 4,300 of years. 100,000 of years. They multiply it by 1,000. That becomes Brahma's 12 hours. So then add another 12, that becomes 1 day. And similarly, 30 days. Similarly, 12 months. In this way, he lives also 100 years. He is 100 years, you are 100 years different. But he also dies, he also dies.
Now, at one time you're calling this word die. You're talking about
Die means dying body.
Or changing.
Change
Now,
your body.
Is it his will that we, or I mean a Krishna, sorry Krishna, is it his will that we die or we have that change or we even have diseases?
Yes, it is by the will of Krishna.
Then why?
Why? Because he wanted it, that's all it is. You wanted to become an ant. Krishna has given you the body of ant.
Is he not kind?
He is kind because he wanted and he gives it. He's very kind.
No, but if it is his will to bring the disease upon man,
Now, you wanted a life which is full of these miserable conditions, birth, death, old age and disease.
and is he going to finish everybody, I mean, through death?
Yes, not death. Death is not the solution. The solution is you become Krishna conscious. You jnana tattva. One who knows Krishna. To know Krishna. That is solution. Death, everyone is dying.
Yeah, but if he will mankind get finished in the world?
That is not possible. Because everyone is not becoming Krishna conscious.
There could be many who desire to live here.
Huh?
There could be many who desire
Yes,
to live.
many are. Everyone is like to. Otherwise, why is preaching Krishna to become Krishna conscious? They are not become. Why? They want to live here and become kicked by this miserable condition of life. That is their desire. We are speaking everyone that you become Krishna conscious, you try to understand Krishna, your all problems are solved. But they do not do it. So what Krishna will do?
But that means is them by understanding Krishna because they've got the same type of saying in the, similar saying in the Christianity that those who accept
So we
Jesus-
don't say that Christianity or Hinduity. We say try to understand God. You understand it through Christianity or through Hinduity or any nonsense thing. You try to understand. And if you can understand, we take that process of religion first class. It doesn't matter whether you understand God through Mohammedanism or Christianism or Hinduism or Buddhism. It doesn't matter. You try to understand God. And if you have understood God through your process of religiosity, then your religion is first class. Otherwise, you have simply wasted your time.
Well, that's
Just like so many businessmen there are. Somebody is doing some kind of business, another body is doing another kind of business. But the aim of business is to earn some money. So if one has not earned money and he has done business, what is the use? You may do any business, but you earn money, you have become rich, then I can say you are successful businessman. It does not mean that you have to do this business or that business. Anyway, you do business, you earn some money, then you are successful. That is material calculation. Similarly, you accept any religion, it doesn't matter, but you understand what is God. If you do not understand, then you are wasting your time. Under the stamp of so many religions. And if you are serious to understand God, then you should take such kind of religion which helps you to understand God. That is your business.
Day before you said about eating meat or killing animals. Now, is it then wrong to eat meat, or if it is wrong, is there any particular meat or particular animal that is prohibited to be eaten?
Yes. You are some creation of God. So, you have got your own food. The tiger has got his own food. If you offer a tiger, a lion, a nice plate of fruits and vegetables, he won't touch it. Why? Because he has been allotted a certain type of food. Similarly, you have got a certain type of food to eat. If you violate the rule, then you disgrace God's regulation. You become immediately criminal.
That means that they are all animals. They would
Yes. Your business, human being's business is to understand God, to realize himself that he is servant of God. So, your business is to accept eating what God desires. Because that's like our position, we Krishna conscious people, we eat something which is accepted by Krishna. So Krishna says that give me patram puspam phalam toyam, vegetables, fruits. So we offer Krishna grains, fruits, vegetables, and eat it. If Krishna says that give me meat, we shall offer meat and take it. But because we are Krishna conscious, we cannot take anything which is not eaten by Krishna. That is our vow. So we have no quarrel with vegetarian. But if you want to be Krishna conscious, you must take Krishna prasad.
Another question.
Another thing is that if you are God conscious, if you know that every living it is God's son, God says, Mama imam tu jiva bhuta. Sarvajoni sukonte sammavanti mutayala. Tasang mahajjani brahma ahanga bija padappita. He is the father of all living entities. Then you will see that every living entity is my brother. How can I cut throat of my brother? That is God consciousness. If you are really God conscious, if you think that God is the father of all living entities, how you can say that he is not father of the cats and the dogs and the cows and that? He is father of everyone. He is in different dress. Because you are in different dress. In black dress, is it the right of the white man to cut your throat? No. God conscious, as soon as people become God conscious, oh, he may be in black dress, I may be in white dress, but he is also son of God, I am also son of God. He is my brother. This is God conscious. This is lacking. Therefore I am treating somebody lower than me, somebody higher than me. Didn't want of this Krishna consciousness. This is like that. Yeah, I have got many Africans, my students, of course, American Negroes. They're equally doing chanting, dancing with this white boy. They have forgotten that he is black and he has forgotten that he is white. Because they are not in the platform of this bodily concept of life. They are mixing, there are so many young girls, they are mixing, but there are no sex appetite. So this is training to become Krishna conscious. Then everything comes to perfect. And as soon as you speak from the platform of bodily concept of life, there will be no adjustment. It is impossible. Forget. You may make United Nations and other things. The controversy and the differentiation will go on. The third person. This is the only solution, Krishna consciousness. Just try to understand, those who are intelligent. Political, social, religious, cultural, all solution is included in this Krishna consciousness. Simply you have to try to understand it, how it is. So, that's all.
And what's the minimum qualification?
Chant Hare Krishna. That's it.
What?
Chant Hare Krishna. It is
the name of
impossible.
Almighty all the time.
Not Almighty, simply Hare Krishna. Go on the street and chant Hare Krishna. This we do. This bar you see always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Do it. What is the division? You can begin immediately the process. But you will not do. What can I do? The process is not at all difficult. Anyone can do it. But he will not do it. That is his determination. So what can be done?
We have some kirtan,
Yes. Process is very simple and can be accepted by anyone. But they will not accept it. What can be done?
Main thing is because they don't know it. They don't know it. It's not
Yeah,
convinced.
that's why I say come to class, try to understand, then you do it.
Yes, I've got a question there. But actually, the fact is that our questions might be based on very low, standard of spiritual knowledge. And that's why sometimes you have to ask some funny questions.
Yes, you can go on asking. You are welcome. You are welcome to ask questions.
Taking the fact that we all live according to God's will, and generally you find if you try to say we Africans, if you try to speak with our friends and try to introduce another understanding of God's existence apart from what we probably have understood it from Christianity point of view.
Don't go any point of view. Try to understand God philosophically. Don't be designated. Again you become designated.
Yes, my question was this now. What answer could you give to a person who asks you that what wrong a person might have done to make him be born deformed right from his mother's stomach? Say, he didn't get accident during his early life and was born deformed, probably crippled or anything of the sort.
That is
wrong did he
desire. That is desire. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Jang jang vapi smaran loki tadat tanti kalevaram. At the time of death, what you are desiring, you get the body next.
And I think there is nobody who can desire to be crippled, so that he will be born again as a cripple.
Cripple may be due to father, mother, disease condition. That is another thing.
Suppose there was no disease.
Suppose naturally nobody comes crippled. In rare circumstances, the child is born crippled.
Why must the disease of the parents be reflected upon the child?
Because the child gets the body from the father and mother.
And who suffers?
Okay.
Not the parents. It's the
That's
father
right. That's
himself.
right. That can be understood that a white man's child is white, a black man's child is child, because due to this body.
If one dies and is born again, it means I lived in this world before.
Well, he may live in this world, in other world, there are so many worlds.
But does one know that he lived in the world?
Yes. This world is made of this matter. So anyone will live in the matter. Either live in the water, or in the sky, or on the land. They are all matter. earth, water, air, fire, wherever you live.
No, but I
live
mean,
in the matter.
does one experience the change? So come.
No, he forgets. He forgets. That is another gift of God. Suppose one has taken the birth of a hog and last birth he was a king. If he remembers that I was king, then his life will be horrible. Therefore he forgets.
But then it means,
Yes, God gives him this forgetfulness.
it means Krishna has got a store of lies where he releases people to come back to the world as animals or
Now
as other living things.
they become according to the desire. Animal or man or demigod, or there are 8,400,000 species of life. So as he desires, he gets the body.
But has he got a store to keep all these lies?
No, the store is this matter. Your desire develops this body.
Do you develop immediately?
If you have got store of rice, dal, atta, ghee, you can prepare so many food. So the store is these 5 elements, earth, water, air, fire, ether. And from this store, you make different bodies, that's all.
Do you develop immediately your material body or material so-and-so lives? Or you stay for some time?
It takes a process. There's
Then you are
when you
released.
desire something at the time of death. So you are transferred to the seminar of the father, a similar father, and he injects the seminar in the womb of the mother, and the mother supplies the material, you develop a body. That is the process.
So you mean
Your desire, when you put in under certain condition,
yeah.
to take birth either as European or an African or a cat or a dog or a human being or demigod, that is your desire.
That's how far the actions comes into effect.
That is your desire. You desire to have a body, so according to the body, you act. The body means your action.
But some people say that suppose somebody is committing sins and all this, killing others or giving pains to others, this and that way, then when he takes next birth, depends upon his present actions.
Yes,
Not a desire, but
at
could
the
be-
time of death you get a desire, a mental condition, according to the acts you have done throughout your whole life.
Because desire can be a different thing, isn't it?
No, these are not defined. Generally desire as you are accustomed to desire. Generally desire. And similarly, if you become accustomed to chant Hare Krishna, you desire Hare Krishna.
So according to the explanation, your explanation is a conclusive evidence that man has not started from a particular source which was at a standstill.
No sense.
That man started from an unknown place.
The mind is flickering, so you change your mind, you change your body.
And where did this man come from? Because it's very funny. Everything that lives
How do you know where everything comes from?
must have a beginning and
What
an
is
end.
news are there, these things are there, and they're all coming from God. That's all. You should understand like that. Janmadasya jataha. Everything is coming from God.
But I'm driving it. How did God do the performances of the first person? How did Krishna get the first person?
Krishna.
And then the reproduction.
Huh?
Krishna.
Yes.
How did Krishna create the person?
What was in the beginning, he says.
Beginning,
Krishna, or what was
beginning
before?
of Krishna. Krishna is the beginning of everything.
Yes, and how did he get man into the world?
How did he get?
Man, human beings. Were they human beings before, or what was in their form before human beings?
Yes, before
There,
that.
as some people say that we are from
No,
offspring of monkeys.
always The 8,400,000 species of life are there. As soon as creation is there, the 8,400,000 species of life also created. According to the living entity, they are in this creative, in this material since time immemorial. So one creation is not the only one creation. Creation is, the material world is, it is created and again it is vanquished. Everything.
5 things were existing first. Could we say?
No, nothing existed. Nothing existed. The existed, simply existing God. God was there. And then from his energy, so many things came.
It is. We can say that. Say this book.
The
original form it was good.
I am the author of this book. I existed. So I have written this book. That's what is coming to exist.
Then God must be very wonderful.
He certainly is wonderful. I is God.
Because we are losing his shape from time to time in his performances, and we are failing to know how he has brought man into the world.
God's image is a form. What is that? His concern?
He says that God must be wonderful because we lose his, we cannot understand his form because sometimes we think in this manner.
Why you cannot understand? God, when God says, here I am, why you cannot understand?
Well, I don't understand him because he hasn't revealed this to man when he created us. That's where my problem is, you see. Because, you know, we come from the mother, born and die.
You are part and parcel of God. Just like the sun. As soon as the sun is there, the sunshine is there. The sunshine is not created another time. Try to understand this.
Created.
Sunshine is not created. As soon as there is sun, there is sunshine. That means sunshine is always in the sun. So you are part and parcel of God. God is existing everlastingly. You are also existing everlastingly. But this sunshine, when it is covered by cloud, it becomes dark. Similarly, when you are covered by Maya, it forgets God. That is the thing. Otherwise, you are existing with God, always. Therefore, you have no birth and death, originally, as spirit soul. Your birth and death is due to this covering of matter. When you are covered by certain type of body, you think, I am this, Africa. Again, when you are covered by some other body, you think, I am this. You are thinking like that. But you are always different from this body. You are existing with God. But you are forgotten. Forgetting God, you are thinking I am Africa. I am thinking I am India. He is thinking Europe. That you have to change. That is Krishna consciousness.
When I met the scientists last, they gave me a very perplexing idea. From
what do they know?
From what I received
What
today.
do they know? First of all, what do they know? Why he shall not give perplexing idea?
Is what I told you, they gave me a perplexing idea.
Yes.
Because they told me man came from the waters, and man developed it from the river.
From the water came.
Water.
Yes.
That was made by God.
And then God, he comes to God. What is the use of the scientists? Why don't you go to God directly?
Oh, I'm talking in terms of the origin of man, what the idea
that
they
may
gave
be,
me.
that may be. The first there was ether. The creation process of creation is first there is ether. And then there was air, then there was fire, then there was water, then there was earth. This is the process of creation.
Let me ask another question you mentioned there before. You said one is in something in and out in and without.
Within.
Within and without.
Mm.
Which one of these is more variable by Krishna? He knows
More valuable.
Mm.
He says by Krishna, the one who is inside or the one who is out?
without.
Krishna is without and within.
No, I mean now to me, if I'm within and without.
Yeah. Within you are real. Your real self, spirit. Therefore within you are important.
We are within,
Yes.
but Krishna is
Krishna is no within or without. Yeah, yes.
He's both.
Yes, both.
We're just
He's
within.
absolute. He's absolute. Therefore he has no within and without. We are relative. We are now in the material world. That was within and without. And when we become simply spirit, soul, then there is no within and without.
And then it's the specific time that the soul has to stay in the
So long he has
world.
got the desire to enjoy this material world, he has to remain here.
But what I mean when we die,
Huh? You die with your desire. That
Yeah.
does not mean end of material life. You get another body according to your desire.
but my question is that how long do we stay before we come back again?
As soon as you take to Krishna consciousness.
There is no specific
No,
time.
his question is this
Huh?
way. Suppose we die.
Yeah.
Now our soul, suppose it doesn't take another birth.
I mean, he has to take birth.
He has to take birth.
Yeah. So long he is desiring. He is dying with some desire. So he has to take birth.
If he has no desire,
He is dying with Krishna consciousness. He has no desire means that is Krishna consciousness.
but then after some time if he desires again,
Huh?
then he can come, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
But is there any period of that one has to stay in the spiritual world before he's born?
Yes, it is. I know, not necessarily.
But you still draw the curtains because the insects are coming.
Oh, insects are
attracted by the
Yes.
curtain comes in, but you leave the window
But
open.
these are less. Sarupadi vinimuktam. When you become desireless, that is your freedom. Desireless means not to desire to lord it over the material world. Now we are desiring how to lord it over the material world. Somebody is trying to be a very big businessman, somebody is trying to be a minister, somebody is trying to this and that. Always they are being conducted by the desire. When that desire will be purified, that I shall simply serve God or Krishna, then it is done. Otherwise you'll have to take that particular type of body to fulfill your desire.
This is the point, you know.
In fact, I'm going to ask again a question. Now, when
All right, wait, I'm coming.
oh, sorry. And when
Our philosophy begins forever because physical training of the body, but we say we are not this body. Our
Yeah,
physical,
that's the main thing.
our physical training of the body will help me. Will help me just to concentrate the mind, nothing more than that. So what is the last question?
yeah, when you decided to pay us a visit, I believe you knew that you are coming to meet different minds. In other words, I believe this way and he believes the other way around. Now, what is your intention? Is it to teach us primary knowledge of this or them aftermath?
So therefore there is training.
Huh?
You have got a defined mind, that a child has got a defined mind. But the teacher trains him to a certain type of thinking. He wants to play. The child wants to play, but the teacher trains him to study. The mind is changed. The child mind, when he comes to his school, he always thinking of playing. But my teacher gradually trains him to read, and he learns ABCD and other books and becomes educated. So he may be of different mind, but if you are trained up, he will take to education and he pass and give. That's all. You have to agree to take the training, that's all. Then everything will be all right. That is called initiation. You voluntarily accept a person who will teach you. That is the point. That is the Vedic injunction. Tad vijnanartham sa gurumeva avigache. In order to be trained up in the transcendental science, one must accept a bona fide teacher.
But is it, should we be correct if we say that the name Krishna is the name that God is known to us?
Krishna, I have already explained, Krishna is the name of God, because Krishna, this very word suggests all attract. If God is not all attractive, then how is God? If God is attractive to a certain class of man or certain class of living entity, then how can be God? Therefore this is the perfect name of God, all attract.
Otherwise he has got thousands of names.
Huh?
Otherwise he has got thousands of names.
God has thousands and millions of names according to his quality.
Quality, yes.
So he has got unlimited quality. Therefore he has got unlimited names. But this is the perfect name, because it comprehends all the qualities, all attract. So we can begin. Let
We do the kirtans and
yes,
Kirtan?
yes.